When you think of omega-3s, what's the first food that pops into your head? For most of us, it's salmon, right? It's got this killer reputation as the king of essential fats. And hey, for good reason. But what if I told you there are other players in the game? Some that are even better.
So is salmon really the undisputed champ? When it comes to getting the most of these incredible healthy facts, is it always number one? Well, let's find out.
The short answer? Nope, not always. And honestly, that opens up this whole world of other fantastic and yeah, sometimes really surprising foods that we're about to dive into.
Okay, so before we jump into the list, let's do a super quick refresh. What even are omega-3s? Well, they're what we call essential fatty acids, and that word essential is key. It means our bodies absolutely need them to work right, but we can't make them ourselves. We have to get them from what we eat.
And why are they so important? I mean, they're total powerhouses for our health. We're talking major support for your heart, fighting off inflammation all over your body, and they're absolutely critical for your brain function. Oh, and your vision and reproductive health too. So yeah, getting enough of these fats, it's a really big deal.
All right, first up, let's talk about some tiny fish that pack some big benefits. You might be surprised at how these little guys actually stack up against the mighty salmon. Okay, first up, sardines. Now take a look at this. Yeah, salmon has a little more DHA, but a 3-ounce serving of sardines is right on its heels. You get a really respectable amount of both DHA, which is awesome for your brain, and EPA, a powerful anti-inflammatory. Plus, these little guys are just loaded with protein, calcium, and iron.
But you know what's really cool about sardines? It's the safety factor. Check out this quote from dietitian Steph Gronka. Because sardines are so small and don't live very long, they soak up way less mercury than bigger fish. That is a huge plus if you're ever worried about mercury in your seafood.
Next up, another tiny fish, the anchovy. And get this, in a direct comparison, a 3-ounce serving of anchovies actually gives you more EPA than the same amount of salmon. How about that? They're also a fantastic source of iodine, which is super important for your thyroid health.
And don't be scared of them. Seriously, anchovies just kind of melt into pasta sauces and add this amazing savory flavor. They're great on toast for a quick protein snack, and they can totally elevate a simple salad. Just a tip, look for wild or sustainably sourced ones that are packed in their own oil or water. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. We're moving from whole fish to some really concentrated oils. These next sources pack an unbelievable omega-3 punch in tiny, tiny doses. Cod liver oil. I know. It might sound a little old-fashioned, but trust me, its nutritional stats are totally cutting edge. Just 1 tablespoon gives you more DHA and way more EPA than a serving of salmon. Plus, it's an incredible source of vitamins A and D, which are so important for your immune system and bone health. Okay, before we get to our next oil, this is a really important point. There's a difference between animal and plant omega-3s. See, fish sources give us EPA and DHA. Those are the types our bodies can use right away. Plant sources, on the other hand, give us something called ALA. Now, our bodies can turn ALA into EPA and DHA, but we're not very good at it. The conversion is pretty inefficient. That just means you need to eat a lot more ALA to get the same benefit you'd get from fish. Doesn't make plant sources bad, not at all. It's just something to keep in mind.
All right, I want you to look at this number, 7.26 grams. Just let that sink in for a second. What on earth could possibly have that much?
That massive number, that is the amount of ALA omega-3s in 1 single tablespoon of flax oil. That makes it by far the richest plant-based source you can get. This ALA is amazing for fighting inflammation and protecting your heart. Quick pro tip though, it's a finishing oil. Don't cook with it. Drizzle it on salads or in smoothies instead. Okay, let's get to our final section. And this one's fun. It features a really interesting pair. One is a total luxury food, and the other is an everyday superfood you probably already have in your kitchen. You are not going to believe this one. Caviar. Yeah, I'm serious. It's a major omega-3 contender. I mean, it's definitely a splurge, right? But it's actually a more concentrated source of these healthy fats than salmon is, especially when you look at that EPA number. Plus, it's loaded with B12 for your brain and choline, which is also super important for brain development.
Okay, here we go again. Another big number for you, 5.06 grams. Any guesses what humble little food this belongs to?
That's how much ALA you get in just 1 ounce of chia seeds. These tiny little seeds are an absolute powerhouse. And unlike fish, they're also packed with fiber for your gut health and magnesium, which helps keep your blood pressure in check.
And they are so easy to use. You can stir them into your oatmeal or add them to baked goods, make a super simple chia pudding for breakfast. You can literally make it the night before, or just sprinkle them on a salad or some yogurt for that extra nutritional kick.
Okay, so we have covered a lot of ground. Let's pull all this awesome info together into a simple, straightforward game plan.
Think of this as your omega-3 cheat sheet. So if you want to get more EPA than salmon, go for anchovies. If you want the most concentrated dose you can find, grab some cod liver oil. Looking for the richest plant source? That's flax oil, no question. And for a huge boost in fiber, chia seeds are your best friend. See? Each one gives you a unique edge over salmon.
And hey, let's not forget about supplements. For anyone who doesn't eat seafood or honestly just wants a super convenient and shelf-stable option, a good omega-3 supplement is always a reliable way to make sure you're hitting your goals for EPA and DHA.
So it turns out salmon has some pretty serious competition, right? From tiny fish and powerful oils to humble seeds and even a luxury splurge, the options are everywhere. Now that you're in on the secrets, the only question left is, which one of these omega-3 powerhouses are you going to add to your plate?